this video, we're going to talk about how physical fitness is not going to save you. It is not your end all be all. We're going to talk about the things that truly matter and what the focus really needs to be on, not just purely physical fitness. And let me preface this while at the beginning here that I am not against physical fitness. I am a fitness coach myself. This is what I do for a living. I got to this point because of my love, and I got to this point because all of my eggs were in the fitness basket. It was my idol. It was a thing that I thought fixed everything. And the deeper you go into this journey, the more you realize that the six-pack's not gonna save you. The perfect diet is not going to save you. Tracking every single macro is not gonna save you. The big squat, bench, deadlift is not gonna save you. Because I know that if you're watching this, you're likely consuming a lot of fitness content yourself. You're trying to find the answers of, how do I get in the best shape? How do I build a lot of strength? And this was me. And I'm making this video because of you, for you, because this was me. And ultimately, again, physical fitness, you believe it is your end all be all. And it's not, brother. It's not. See, what I like to look at physical fitness as, I look at it as a fitness hamster wheel. Okay, you're trying to achieve this goal, ultimately you're searching for something deeper. And then you hit that goal, and then you're like, I still don't, you go to the next thing. And what I find in this fitness hamster wheel is you're never truly satisfied. You're running and you're chasing at the same time. You see, you're running from something in your past that you can't face. You're afraid to look in the mirror while trying to fill a void of something that's going on inside you while going all in on your physical fitness. Let me say, this was me during 2020 and 2021 in that range. See, it all started during the ultimate shutdown. You know what I'm talking about? The shutdown. Everybody remembers across the world. Okay. And this stemmed, let's go back. I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing football, basketball, and baseball. I went to Davidson College to go play football. I was running back. And before I actually went to Davidson, I tore my ACL, so I wasn't able to play when I got to Davidson. Ultimately, we had our shutdown. The shutdown happened. We got sent home, and this was the big spark of everything. This was the downfall. Okay, I ultimately decided to hang up my cleats and walk away from the game that I loved, that I put so much time and effort into. So many Friday nights that I told my friends that I couldn't go out, that my parents wouldn't let me out, which they knew was BS because my parents were honestly the chill parents. As long as I communicated with them, they were like, hey, you do your thing, just tell us where you're going or what you're doing, and just communicate with us. So my friends knew that, when I said my parents wouldn't let me do something, they knew I was BS. And really I wasn't really into the same things as everybody growing up. I loved the process of training. And it's a reason why I wanted to get up Saturday morning and train. Like I told everybody I couldn't go out on Friday nights because I wanted to get up in the morning and go train my balls off at a place we were called KB Performance. That was the training facility that we went to and program that we were in. I loved every single second of it. It helped me so much. I began my freshman year of high school and did it religiously basically every Saturday for 4 years, essentially. That I was going to train on Saturday mornings. We're doing field stuff, and then we do a lift after, and the fruits of this labor began to pay off my junior and senior years. I became a top 5 state rusher. And all I'm getting with this is to show that when I put my all into something, like I go, and it becomes an obsession for me. I loved the process. I loved the grind. I loved what training did for me. And that was the spark of where I am now and what I do now, but at the same time, the same reason why I'm making this video here, because it became my everything. So naturally, when I got done with football and I decided to step away, I drifted to fitness. I was following Nick Bare at the time. I was really, really heavy into his stuff, loved his stuff. I was running. I decided to do my first half marathon because of that. And funny enough, I stopped lifting at that point in time. I told myself that I wasn't going to touch a weight ever again because I guess I was so done with strength training or lifting at football. I don't know. I just told myself that I was done at that point. And I obviously went back to that. Some months later, I got done with my marathon, and I was kind of in that prep, and I think I was training. I started getting back into strength training again. And this, man, I began my love for training, my physical fitness in high school, and it really just picked up when I stopped playing football, and that became my new thing. It was because when I stopped playing football and I decided to hang up the cleats, it was like a void inside of me that needed to be filled. I couldn't put a finger on it. It was like emptiness that needed to be filled, that I gravitated naturally toward running, and then it was toward lifting. And all I wanted to do was get as strong as possible. What I did is I did John Russin's, it was like the FPT program or something. And it was basically just 12 weeks, just max effort. It was the conjugate style, just getting absolutely strong, like as strong as I could. That's all I wanted. It was validation. It was affirmation for myself that like I was proving my worth somehow in this world because I was grinding so hard, but I loved it. Like there was nothing better than walking into the gym. So this is how it went. It was, I'd get done with class, right? It's because we were all online at that point, right? So I get done with class, and I would be like in class in my room, obviously Zoom, and I'd be fired up for the gym, like thinking about, what I'm gonna hit that day, yada, yada, yada. And as soon as I got done with that class, close the laptop, go hit the pre-workout, maybe a banana with some honey or something like that, quick little pre-workout meal, dry scooping, and then hit the gym. And then by the time you get to the gym, you got the tingles going, you're just feeling yourself, man. You're just like, oh my gosh, I am going to destroy some weight today. And thinking back on it, those times were so fun. They're so fun. But again, why I'm making this video here, because these things are great, they're awesome, but they cannot be your end all be all, and they will not save you. You see, at this time, I looked at it to numb all the discomfort and the pain that I was dealing with stepping away from the game of football. It was a sense of validation again, affirmation. It was love. I got a lot of pats on the back from football and I guess fitness growing up, but from sports. And I was looking for that same thing in strength training and overall becoming as strong as I possibly could. So I looked for fitness to ultimately fill me up. I gravitated toward fitness to fill me up because for all the things that I just said, but it was a mask for me. I did not feel super confident without it. I felt like I had lower self-esteem without it. It was this thing that, looking back on, I know exactly what it was, but it became this unhealthy obsession, essentially, that I put my entire worth into as a human. It was like, again, earning my keep in this world. It was proving that I was worth something. Getting strong as possible was a mask, just like football was a mask. I was hiding behind these masks, running from pain, while simultaneously chasing a love that I thought could only be earned through high-level performance. See, fitness became some type of dependency on me. It was dependency from the standpoint if my strength training or my training wasn't going well, or I was hurt, had something going on, then life wasn't great. I didn't really care about much aside from fitness and going to the gym. And in this time period, searching, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And it was the most frustrating, most numbing, saddest. I dare I say, I don't think I was necessarily depressed at this point in time, but definitely looking back on it, not living a very fulfilling life. Outside looking in hindsight. In that time, dude, it was awesome. Honestly, it was, I didn't see the alarm bells until later, but it's why I'm making this video, because this obsession then created the emptiness that I felt, the shallowness that I felt. But ultimately, I had pain that couldn't just be masked with fitness. In this time period, I also began vaping and smoking, and I was binge eating on damn near a daily basis, just constantly craving something of true sustenance that I was using these other things to fill me up and also numb. It was a really hard time because I knew this wasn't me. I went through this 4 years I told you about at the beginning of this story of being Tyler Dittmer, the football player, and everything that entailed that, and training really hard and going all in, and ultimately just really striving and performing at such a high level that I loved so much, and that was gone. So now I begin to use these other things to numb this pain out. And in this time period, I was in this chase of number on the scale, looks in the mirror, weight on the bar. They became everything, consumed everything about my thoughts, consumed everything about what I did. And internally I was dying. Like, it was, thinking back on, like, I can't even believe that I was in that headspace because of how much better life is now, and where my life is now, and how much better my mindset is around things. But man, it was absolutely just a wild time to think back on, that I wouldn't trade for anything because of where it's gotten me to, and the platform that I get to talk about, and being able to share this with other men who may have experienced the same thing. Maybe you watching this right here. I always thought that true success was in the looks, the weight on the bar, the weight on the scale, but really, truly, none of it matters. None of it really matters. And I don't mean that physical fitness doesn't matter. I don't mean it, because it absolutely does. I don't want to, I said this at the beginning, I don't want to create this image that physical fitness doesn't matter, because it does. It does absolutely matter. It plays a role in our overall health, obviously. But the problem becomes when it is your everything. It's shallow, because the vanity metrics are not the answer. We chase these metrics while our relationships are completely surface level, and we can't truly open up our hearts to those around us. We chase while we numb and begin to hate ourselves a little bit more each time that we fall off the wagon. You see, we chase for love while running further from it, while we put our entire worth as a human being into something of this world. Fitness was my everything until I chased and I chased and I chased, and I finally got to the point of asking myself, what am I doing? There was no challenge, there was no goal. Anything that was ultimately ever did fill me up, I was constantly running and chasing. And that's what I realized. And that's why I'm very passionate about talking about this now. And because it's obviously a pivotal part of my story that can absolutely help. I have others like you that are hopefully watching this. I was searching for something that could not be truly found in physical fitness. It couldn't. There was no way it could. Physical fitness is just a vehicle. It's a tool that's absolutely important, but it will not be the savior of your chaotic life, the emptiness, the numbness that you feel, because ultimately it will just be another Band-Aid. And if you expect it to be the ultimate savior of your life while you're in this journey, it won't be. It, again, will be just another mask for you to put up and use as your everything, and until you get hurt, until maybe something happens to you physically where you can't do those things that you've once done, and here comes your entire world crashing down. See, fitness is a beautiful thing. We meet ourselves inside of this fitness journey. We meet our fears, we meet our insecurities, we figure out what we're truly made of, begin to test our discipline. There are opportunities to test our fears, our limiting beliefs, challenges, priorities, mindset, etc. It's truly amazing. It will also mirror what we truly believe about ourselves, and any insecurities that you might have about yourself if you have the eyes to see. So again, if this at any point seemed like I was anti-fitness, no, I've been a fitness coach, a personal trainer for 5 years now. I love it. It's been such a huge part of my life. But I want to be really careful about how I convey fitness nowadays, because it was such an idol for me. I cannot sit up here and morally say that if you just get a six-pack, everything will be okay. If you just squat heavier weight or get to that final look, then you'll have the confidence that you want. The showing up for your family the way that you want. And it's not. And all I mean is physical fitness by itself. See, physical fitness will absolutely help your energy. It will help your confidence. It will help your motivation, your focus, decreasing your stress. But the thing is, all of those things that I just listed, they can be fleeting. And if you aren't careful, it'll absolutely consume you. Of course, if it's if it's something where, you've got life or death on the line, and your physical fitness is a very low-hanging fruit, then yeah, of course. But if you're just somebody who wants to show up a better father, lead your family, develop a stronger relationship with your wife and your loved ones around you, connect better with those around you. It can begin to consume you to the point where you think about your weight, what you got to eat, tracking the specific macros to an absolute T, not eating dessert, whatever it is. You can become so obsessive to a point where you're thinking about that more than your family in some regards and at some times. And it's empty, man. It's so empty. So listen, I'm not saying these are bad things. Chasing your goals, getting to your ultimate body composition, and looking and being proud of the way you look in the mirror, and a certain weight on the bar, big squat, big bench, big deadlift. These are great things. They're awesome. They're fun to chase. But don't be like me and lose sight of what truly matters in this world, chasing a certain look, a weight on the bar, a scale weight. Don't lose sight of why you're truly going on this journey in the first place. It's not about the physical fitness. It's about creating an entirely new man, transforming into a leader of your family, a man with new relationships that are built on strong foundation, connection, and love in their life. It's about using physical fitness to better your spiritual health, mental health overall. It's about using it as an opportunity to ultimately, if you have kids now, be able to run around with them and not be out of breath or thinking about what you have to do at work or what you got to eat later, or did you track this certain macro to an absolute T, but being totally present in that moment, present from your wife across the dinner table. Or if you're a single man now, or just a fiance or a girlfriend, then someday this can be you. So your physical fitness is about using it in conjunction with your relationship with God to become an unstoppable man in everything that you're meant to achieve in this life. Please don't get the order confused. The fitness journey is a spiritual journey. It's about mind, body, and spirit all in one, all encompassing. So if you resonated with this or you enjoyed the story, whatever, I would love to connect with you on IG. Text me or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Don't forget to like and comment something that might have resonated with you or something that you might want to see in the future, and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next video.